My name's Keith Barnes and this is Selzy Internet Radio. We bring you a special midweek podcast this week with some rather exciting news from the Snak Shak. Now, hot off the press as it were for this special podcast, Lynn Reeve talks to Marjorie Graham and to Kylie Scott about Snak Shak's extremely good news that they've been awarded the Queen's Award for Voluntary Service. So over to you, Lynn.
Good afternoon. In the studio this afternoon we've got Kylie Scott and Marjorie Graham from the Selzy Snak Shak, and they're going to tell us some exciting news that they've just had and all about the Snak Shak this afternoon. Really, it's been burger van to Buckingham Palace, hasn't it?
It has actually, yeah.
And it's not a road trip, it's the journey that the Selzy Snak Shak have actually taken over the last 10 years from their humble beginnings in a rusty old burger van in Budgeon's car park, dishing out food to the children who met there in those cold winter evenings to chill out with their friends. Well, those were the early days, and Marjorie Graham, together with Margaret and Jerry Smith, were the people who cared enough to progress this to the warehouse drop-in that is Snak Shak today. And Marjorie is in the studio to tell us about how it's been achieved and why she was at the palace. Over to you, Marjorie.
Well, it's been a very exciting time. We were at the burger van from 2005 until we got lottery funding in 2008, matched funding. So with that, we refurbished the warehouse in the High Street and furnished it. And we had lots of help from local businesses who all did gifts in kind, it's called, where they redid the kitchen for us, Mariners the builders, and Trident Steel and renovated things for us and took away the lead porch. And asbestos porch, and did all sorts of jobs for us. And we started up in 2008. We had a grand opening with Lorna Priddis opening it for us, who's now sadly no longer with us, and all sorts of local well-known people who came along to open it.
You had a lot of help. But
yes.
Whose idea was it originally, Marjorie?
Well, it was the founder members all wanted it. We'd all had grandchildren and children and realised that teenagers often can't take all their friends home because there are younger children at home and the parents haven't got space for them. So they tended to hang around the streets and the lit areas like the supermarket front and intimidated some people. So we thought we'd give them somewhere, not a youth club, but a drop-in to meet with their friends in a safe, warm place.
And
so that's what we did.
A safe environment.
And it's been running really, really well since 2008 there. Meridian Television did a short film about us in 2008.
Oh, wow, you're famous.
Yes, about building bridges between the volunteers who were mostly over 60 and the young people. And that was really interesting. And then we've carried on since then. We've taken on a youth worker, which she'll be telling us about in a minute, I think. And she's made a tremendous difference. She liaises with the school. She goes in there at lunch hours. And so we have, now that West Sussex have closed down all the youth workers and youth wings, we actually now have somebody who's able to liaise there for us, and we're more aware of problems and things, and we can deal with them, you know.
Oh, lovely. And do you get many youngsters coming up to the Snak Shak today? Are there lots of them?
We do actually now. Since Kylie's been here, she's like the Pied Piper, so we're now getting anything between 30 and 45 or even 50 sometimes.
I think we've hit 50 on one occasion.
Yes, we
really,
have.
Kylie, that's really good. And is this youngsters with problems generally, or just any youngsters, or...?
It's general young people, but often these young people are out every evening.
Yes.
So for 2 evenings a week, they have got somewhere where they can come along. We've got some young people who it's their only night out, and they might come along on a Monday or a Tuesday. So there's a variety of young people.
And what do they do there? What do the youngsters do there? Just coffee?
They've got the option of buying some snacks and sitting down and eating with their friends. At the minute, they're all seeming to plug in their mobile phones.
Yeah, of course.
And yeah, it's just a safe place for them to hang out. And there's sofas. When I first started, there was a clear divide between the cafe area and the sofas. Well, now it's just so busy that it's just fluid. So,
oh, how lovely.
Yeah. And so young people are popping in for longer. And that's the important
and
thing.
staying,
We've still
that's a
got
good
young
thing,
people
isn't it?
on site at 9 o'clock at night.
Wow, that's good.
And they have music, television, cost price food, and the local bakers has given us a tray of cakes every night we're open ever since we started.
Oh, how
the
lovely
Village
is
Bakery,
that?
so they've done a wonderful
The Village
job.
Bakery?
The Village Bakery,
Oh, well
yes.
done, the Village Bakery.
Yes, exactly.
That's a really lovely thing to do.
I know.
How many volunteers do you have, Marjorie?
Between about 24 and 27.
So quite a lot of people involved with the project, isn't there? Yeah.
We have to have people in the kitchen and people patrolling the main area and the outside areas to keep it all under control. Sometimes they do shifts of 2 hours. They do half an evening, and some people do the whole evening. It just depends.
And do you still need more volunteers?
Oh yes, we always need more volunteers. Because some people who were with us from 10 years ago now need to retire, really.
Yes.
So we do need to be replacing them. And we're looking for slightly younger ones if we can, you know.
How would they get in touch with you if they wanted to be part of that?
Well, they can ring me on 603156 or Margaret and Jerry on 607197.
That's wonderful.
Or pop into the Snak Shak. They're always welcome to look around.
Yeah.
And there's lots of other jobs. If they don't want to work in the kitchen or in the main area, they might want to do some computer work or caretaking or helping with fundraising, all sorts of things they could do.
And you welcome the parents as well if they want to come up and have a look round?
Yes, they often come in now, don't they? Which is a nice thing. We're enjoying that.
I think what's happened for me is that the work that I collect from the 2 sessions of the evening, and because I'm now going into school, sometimes where young people have behaviour issues that conflict with school learning, sometimes I have conversations with parents as well as the teachers, and I'm often invited to meetings. And so my informal setting of Snak Shak helps me build relationships with young people so that when they're in school, I often act as a child advocate for them and try and get a holistic approach around the young person to sort of understand what's going on in their lives.
Lovely.
And try and sort of work with school to understand why some of those behaviours are coming out. So yes, building relationships with parents, but mainly young people.
So do you live in Selsey, Kylie?
I do.
Yes, you're a Selsey person. I do often see you up the high street, and you do seem to have you are a bit like the Pied Piper.
Yes, I do.
You do have a following, don't you?
I do. You know, having a uniform certainly helps
Yeah, it
that.
does.
But I have to say, even when I'm not in uniform, young people still come up
Yeah,
to
which
me,
is good, and that'll be far-reaching, you know. In the
Yeah.
future, they'll be bringing their children to you. So.
Hopefully not yet.
Not yet, no, we don't want that yet, no.
No.
What are the funding problems?
Well, no, I have to raise over 20,000 a year. That's for running costs and part of Kylie's salary, which is also funded by YouthStream. And we work in relation to, together, which is very good. But we've just won the Queen's Award for Voluntary Service, which is the equivalent of the MBE for all our volunteers.
Oh, how exciting.
So, yes, that is lovely. And Margaret and I went to Buckingham Palace last week for a garden party.
Oh, did you meet the Queen?
Well, we didn't actually meet her,
No.
but we were very close, only within a couple of feet
Oh,
of her.
okay.
Had a wonderful afternoon, and that was
lovely.
lovely, yes. So it was embargoed until today to come out in the Queen's Honours List.
Oh, well done.
And so it's in the Daily Telegraph today.
What did you have for your tea? I've got to ask. Was it cucumber sandwiches?
Oh, no, it was. I don't think I know. There might have been cucumber in the salmon, but they were lovely sandwiches, all the usual ones, lovely cakes. And, wonderful things, yeah.
Oh, how lovely. That's quite an award to win, isn't it? How
Well, it
pleasing
is.
that?
And we were interviewed at the end. Whether it'll be in the video, the official video, I don't know, but we were actually interviewed about why we'd won it. So
Okay. So it was yourself and Margaret that went to collect
yeah, we were
your
both
award,
allowed to
and-
take a grandchild with us because they had to be between 18 and 25 and our children are too old. So we were able to take, I took my grandson, she took her granddaughter. So it's a wonderful day.
What, young children? How old are
No,
they?
they were 19, both of them.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, so that was quite good then. Kylie, have you got any children of your own?
No.
Not yet.
No, I get paid to work for kids. I go down the parent trap.
They're better when there's somebody else's, aren't they?
Do you do outside activities with the youngsters as well, or is it all done from the Snak Shak? I mean, do you...
Because I'm joint funded, so
Yeah.
YouthDream and Snak Shak got together to employ a youth worker because of the redundancies
Yes.
throughout West Sussex, in fact the whole of the UK. I've been a qualified youth worker to degree level. I've been working in the field for about 18 years, and certainly 10 years ago, probably the height of youth work, where we were given money to take young people on residentials. Now the money is getting tighter and tighter, and it's just hard to prove your intervention and accountability, and I think that's the difficulty in funding.
Right.
And it comes in such small pots, but really by having me and the other Youth Dream staff, young people have access to a youth worker for anything up to 8 to 10 hours a week, and where Sussex youth workers might have intervention for the real disengaged, they would probably have an hour every fortnight.
Yeah.
So it's kind of really celebrating what the potential is for youth work in Selsey. If we can gather enough money, and just have a whole spectrum of activities, from those that want support to those that just want to celebrate and be rewarded and have fun.
Yeah.
There will be a special presentation later in the year of the Queen's Award for Voluntary Service, which will be made by the Lord Lieutenant of West Sussex, and that's a lady called Susan Piper. And she will come with two deputy lieutenants to Selsey to present the Crystal Award that we get, and a citation framed to keep in our premises. And there will be we will be able to invite anybody we like, the town council, all the volunteers will be able to come, and their families if they want to. And there will be an official presentation made, so that's October the 7th this year at 5 o'clock. We're not quite sure yet whether it'll be the town hall or the Snak Shak, but we'll know much nearer the time.
I think you really, really deserve it, and I wish you all the best, and congratulations on your award.
Oh, well, thank you. We hope it'll go on from forever, really, when we're not here, because we will have to slide out.
Well, that's what I was saying. I think it will have far-reaching.
I hope it does now.
I'm sure that it will. You can be very proud of yourself.
Oh, thank
you.
Really
can, Marjorie.
Thank
you.
you.
And Kylie. Nice to meet you both.
Thank you.
Well, that's absolutely brilliant news there. The Snak Shak getting the recognition it deserves. And of course, this award would not have been possible were it not for the volunteers that have put their time and effort, and local businesses that have helped out, but also of course for the youngsters that go there, the young people that turn up and go to the Snak Shak, and those that have made it what it is by doing so, because if they don't go, it won't be there. So a great big well done to everybody concerned. This is Keith Barnes signing out, saying see you again soon. Bye now.